Hi, this is Colorful Foresight, where we intuitively connect from within. Hi, this is Sylvia. How are you? It's been a while, right? Just taking a break, So how it's been for you? Let me know. Comment. So let's catch up. What's new with you? The last video I did, it was about, well, you will see it. Maybe I'll put in the description, but basically it was about following my high excitement from Bashar. And I went to the park and I ended up getting a big panic attack, yada, 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 and what I got from it. So before we go forward, let me show you real quick. So Bashar is he's a regular guy named Daryl Hanka, and he speaks for ET. So we're going to go woo, right?
Everything you need to know is this. Truly, this. Whatever options are available to you at any given moment, choose the one that contains more excitement than any other, even if it's just a little bit more. Act on it to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further. Do this with integrity. Do this with absolutely no assumption, no insistence on what the outcome ought to be or how it should look or how you should get there whatsoever. That's it. That's all you need to know.
So I show that because to kind of catch up with my last video, and I was able to put it into, let me see if I still have it here. It was like over 25 minutes. I got it to 10 minutes, but for some reason, act on your excitement, your passion, whatever's most exciting to you in the moment. Do this every moment that you can. So I'm like, let me go see this artist. It'll be kind of cool. See his celebration, something. It's a free event. Going to be a good vibe in a park. Go with my friend. I actually have somebody to go with, not far from me. Step 2, do this to the best of your ability. Take it as far as you can until you cannot take any further. I will explain the rest. Step 3, act on your excitement, passion with absolutely no assistance, assumption, or expectation of what the outcome should be. That's where I'm going to explain to you what I learned after the panic attack. Step 4, choose to remain in a positive state regardless of what happened, which is what I'm doing now, sharing this fun video. Step 5, constantly investigate your belief system. Release and replace the unpreferred belief, fear-based belief, and a belief not in alignment with who you prefer to be. And just getting to the park, I'm like, how far is the stage from the park? It's a big park. But really, it was only like not that far from the stage in. But to get in with all these barriers, with cops. So this is like a planned thing. There's a lot of cops around. And so, when you have anxiety, you feel like you're trapped. You can't just get out. But to get in, I'm like walking wide for my knee. I'm like, even for now, he's going to be the one it went from 6 to 10. So we start going there around 6:45. That means he's going to be there more toward 8, 9. So I'm like, let me just follow my excitement. Not understanding number 3, which is don't have expectation. Which, again, before I continue with the story, I did tarot cards early in the morning, and I kept seeing King of Pentacles, which is him. I saw Queen of Pentacles, which is my friend, Delita. And I saw another King of Sword. I'm like, what is that? I think later on I realized it's Bashar teaching. I didn't realize Bashar teaching was going to be in the mix. And then I saw 3 of Cups. I'm like, great, that means enjoyment. The sun, that means going to be fun, which now I think sun is about the enlightenment, what I got from the experience of this all, which connect to Bashar. I took it as I was going to have a great time at this concert, and also 3 of Swords. Nobody wants to see that. That means disappointment. And I kept seeing the tower, and I'm like, what did that mean? So Salita and I walk in to the park. She dropped my thought, walk into the park. And all of a sudden, I start feeling a little anxious. I'm like, maybe I'm excited going to the event. But I start using this, which is calm from Vitality. You have to use a little bit because otherwise it literally make you go right through because it calms your body. It's a certain kind of magnesium Not all magnesium does this. This is magnesium carbonate. But I use it a lot to calm me down. So I took the powder, put it under my tongue. I'm like, maybe I'm just picking up the energy to a lot of people. I figured I'm there. I want to get the closest that I can. So in order to get beyond the barrier, you have to go all the way around. I'm trying like be mindful of my knee, putting pressure, but we go all the way around. You have to wait online and you go in. It's fairly quick, but it starts raining. Like raining. So I put my hearing aids in a bag and I put it in my pants, literally, my pocketbook. And that's how I know my friend had my back. Nobody else would have done that. She's like, you're crazy, but we're in the rain. I'm like, so we go in there and it's easy to get to the side of the stage where it was maybe, I don't know how many feet, but it's like 100 feet, I guess. We're not going to go in the front because we're not going to push our way in. I already got my friend being in rain. So I'm like, that's a great view right there. It's not like close, but you could see. It's like, I don't know, a half a block, not even a half block, even before. I don't know how to compare. So we're on the side, and so you have like other artists beforehand. So they were playing one song, so each. So I'm like, oh, it's only one. Maybe they have a couple before we get the Maya, and I think with Bobby V, and then the main artist T. So by then it's 7:30. We're just like dancing. The rain stopped, but we're wet. But at least the rain stopped. I'm like, okay, we could do it. Okay, so we're watching and we're enjoying. I'm like, I'm so excited. Got a good view. My friend is here. She's chilling with me. That's being cool. I'm like, I got the ride here. This is all good. All going to line up. This is great. I'm following my excitement. So I'm there. And all of a sudden, you have some people smoking pot. So the guy in front of me was smoking, and it's going into me. It's not a big deal, but I can't handle smoke. All of a sudden, I felt like my heart was racing fast. So I have one of these that I carry with me. Like right now, if you check my heart rate, let's see. It's about 70 to 80. That's normal. It went up to 150. So here I am like, oh no, I push my body. We're in the rain. We're trapped. It's not like when you go to a concert, you can still get out. It's like all gated. And I'm like, we're going to have to walk a while. I'm like, I'm having a panic attack. So I'm like, in order to get out of the park as quick as possible. And then Salita's sister, there was a Dunkin' Donuts in the corner. It was like 3 blocks. So we walked to Dunkin' Donuts. And I go in Dunkin' Donuts, but remember, there's a lot of people. So even Dunkin' Donuts, there's a long line, but there's 3 cops there. You could tell it's an event when you have cops in Dunkin' Donuts. So I go up to the cop. Again, they were very helpful through the whole try and get out of the park. And I go, I'm having a panic attack. Can I just have some tap water? There's like 20 people online. He's like, yeah. So they get me this big bottle of this tap water. I put so much of this in. I put so much, and I'm drinking it. And finally, the sister comes because she's only a few blocks. But remember, there's traffic because a lot of people try and get to the park. And within 2 minutes in a car, it went down to like this. It went down to like 120, then 110, then 90. I was like, good. But even getting to her house with the drama, it's just cars everywhere. I miss seeing his performance. And I try to be like, okay, just chill out. You know what I mean? Like, you get back to disappointment. Try and make meaning to it. But I'm trying to reframe it. I'm just grateful that my heart rate is normal. But I could tell I'm just not right. I mean, I don't know if I was triggered from the beginning. I pushed myself, or it's the smoking. But the point was, I follow my highest excitement. Now, going back to what Bashar said, he said, and this goes with anything so anything for you guys to follow your excitement, but we have to let go of the expectation. What I got for me, it's like, if I'm always going to expect a certain outcome, that may stop me from going through my excitement. But if I do more things that following my excitement, you build that momentum, and then it becomes in flow, where I've been feeling kind of stuck. So I didn't realize how much I was following my excitement, but I was, by going through all that. So reading those tarot cards, which I explained, I saw like a 3 of cups, the sun, I saw the tower, I saw 2 different males, which now I get Bashar with one of them. Then I saw 3 of swords. The tower now I thought was maybe the thunder, because there was thunder and rain. But I think with panic attack. Think of the tower, it's like nerves, panic attack. You know what I mean? My point really was, as I was sharing my friend Talita, I said I was still disappointed. Number 3 with Bashar is step 3, act on your excitement, passion with absolutely no assistance. I did have assistance because I kept on the front. Assumption or expectation what the outcome should be. Choose to remain in a positive state regardless of what happened, and then examine step 5, your belief system. So this idea is so close, so far away. So making a step ahead, and I'm feeling like I go back. But instead, I'm reframing it where it's like, if I keep making the excitement, because that's what I used to do. And then if you get disappointed, after a while, you're like, why bother? So I have this rejuvenation about reframing when things don't go the way you expect. So I made that effort. You know, it's a give and take. And she had a nephew that lived with him. And she shared the story the next day, how we went to go to the park to see T, but it rained out. And he said he knows the guy because he's in the music business too. I'm like, are you kidding? So basically, I'd following my high excitement, right? And he said, you must always, Bashar said, you always follow your higher excitement. But here's the trick. Don't have expectation, basically. And it may not always go great, but you push it as far as you can. And what that does is it leads you to synchronicity you would never see. And I thought I saw another video where it's like, if you keep doing that and keep like having challenges with it, going to that goal, maybe it's not for you as well. So doing that video I did of going to the park to see this artist and then having a big panic attack, I still was like, you know what, I did my best. I had a good time, And so after the election, I was quite shocked. And I think that made me go, oh, you know? And I watch so many, like you guys, follow a lot of intuitive psychics. And I'm like, why do I have to do it? Because what happened is, you make that intention, do videos like that. You get signs about it, you get dreams and all that. And for what? So I'm getting stressed out. And I'm not in my best state at that time. And, you know, I'm focusing on other energies and things like that. So what's been new with you guys? The only thing I could share is that I've been doing self-care. And I've been working on my connection with the divine in the midst of all this craziness, right? And I would love to reconnect with you. So if you follow so many political psychics, have you found that in the beginning when you watched, it was just validating your intuition? But after a while, especially after election 2024, and there's so many political psychics that tell different theories, it teaches you everybody does by interpretation. You know, they talk about different timeline, dimensions, yada, yada, yada. But also really taught us that there are probabilities, but things are constantly changing. And sometimes it's just delayed or etc. And that could be that's really uncomfortable, especially being with the unknown, you know? And this goes totally with the title, what's going on with your life? Are you following your highest excitement and you still a bit disappointed at the end? Well, going by that story. So what I think going on politically is, well, there's a lot of changes going on, right? A lot of like dark, you know, a lot of light coming, you know, to the dark. Right now, what I'm seeing is the left and right are seeing that we're on the same side of the coin. So there's a lot of things coming to light finally by the right seeing what we've been saying already. But, you know, and as far as like ETs, going with ET story, I wanted to show you something really quick with the ET stuff. Something from Sterling Psychic Medium. And you already know this, but it's always exciting to hear this over and over.
12. When full disclosure of extraterrestrials is out in the open much more, will these affect human wars? Will actually stop humans in any current wars? Yes. So all humanity will become less violent once full disclosure takes place. They'll realize that they didn't understand how the universe was created, what's going on in the universe, what the one force, the one source is, the advanced degree of extraterrestrial defense systems that make what's going on here on Earth not as potent. But yes, the full disclosure and what's happening will be happening very shortly here will actually cause a lot of world governments to simmer down and to try to get more aligned. It will happen. And this is all part of the big shift that's happening by the year 2050. Full disclosure will happen very short. It's already started. Full disclosure has already started. Not everybody's aware of it yet, but it's already started. And in about 2 years, everybody will be very aware of full disclosure of extraterrestrials. That will then tend to simmer down a lot of conflicts in the world.
I don't know what's going on, but this is where we call let's roll with it, right? So this really pretty much goes what's going on. Not knowing what the heck's going on, just like I didn't know what the screen going on. You've been feeling that too? Like what is going on? Everything seemed a little like out of sync or in sync or, just kind of go with it, the craziness. So going back to the ET disclosure, we heard about that. We've seen a lot of different people saying it. Maybe the first time you're hearing it. Apparently in another video, I think he did it with Linda G. It's already happening. It's depending on the people who are open to it. We've been seeing stuff in the sky, It's just, there's so many distractions going on. And it's also timing. Slow timing. Because it's still like, wow. Even for us woo-woo, it's like, what? Even now, I'm like, I got to see it for myself. Within 2, 3 years, 5 years. I know they say you have to believe it first, and then it will show up. I'm open to it. Long as benevolence, and it's always supposed to be educational. Never seem like they're going to be our friend like the next 5 years and they're hanging out with us. I think that's more further down the line. But it would make sense. It would take care of a lot of the drama we have right now, especially the religion war or this idea about how limited we are, and also expand on what is the possibility and etc. So that's exciting. And apparently, I don't know if it's Sterling, whatever, these ET disclosures have happened before, every thousands of years. So we're in the period of time where we're going to experience that. So that's pretty cool. But that would help with a lot of the drama with the war and stuff like that going on now, the religion and right? So let's get in tune from within and just go from there. Also, if you want to email me at colorfulforesight@gmail.com, you could chit chat with me. Also, if you ever see me live, chit chat with me, meaning like email me and we'll do some kind of video together. Also, if you see me come live, you could come on the video and have your voice shown. You can even do without your face being shown. So many different things. So maybe I'll just share more of my woo-woo experiences. So if you could relate to it, that'd be awesome. So you take care. So all is well here, and I hope to chit-chat with you soon.